Your inherent perfection. You may not believe me that you are 100% perfect. But I'm going to try to tell you that you are. And if you investigate your experience, you will, if not immediately, eventually find out the same thing. Not only you, but everything in your experience is inherently perfect, meaning there's nothing out of place. There's nothing missing. There's nothing that needs to be added to make it better or to change it to make it something different. Your very nature is perfection. And this is without a doubt. If possible, just rest in that feeling of knowing that my nature is perfection. When there's perfection, there's peace. There's no need for anything else. Peace is contentment, calm, freedom, joy, but mainly complete and total contentment. Now you might say, no, this is not the case. I have this problem, I have that problem. I regularly do this or that. I get angry. I get upset. I don't have enough money. Or I have too much money and I'm always buying things or trying to figure out what to do with it. Whatever might be the issue. If you look at our experience, what does it consist of? Essentially, we first want to move our awareness away from the outer objects of our experience. So, anybody you've interacted with, any place you're going, any place you have gone, will go, any things that you want or don't want, whatever it might be, allow your awareness to just be as it is, not coming or going, because that's its nature anyway. You don't need to try. And you find that everything you experience is experienced by you alone. You are the experiencer. So immediately, a large amount of your thoughts can drop away here, because most of it is about problems having to do with external things. And you can easily pick them back up in a few minutes. But for now, just return to this feeling of being just aware. And that this awareness is where you are. Just the first person. Now from this perspective, you're just here, being. And notice how all of the problems, all of the thoughts of imperfection are simply those, just thoughts. Just notice that. Check in your experience now. Are there any thoughts arising? And what are they saying? Notice how it's always about somebody or something else. And if it's about yourself, notice that even yourself is based on an idea that you are a separate person interacting with all these other objects, but something is aware of that person also. You're aware of it. That aspect of you that is aware, just being, is a much more fundamental, much more spacious, much more important aspect of what you are. So just feel that awareness. And notice that everything in your experience is part of this field of awareness. Just resting in your feeling of being. Everything you experience is part of this awareness. All the sounds are coming to you. The sensations in your body are also coming to you. It's all arising within your own field of awareness. And look and see if that field of awareness actually has a separation between you and the field. Does your sense of being you separate itself out from this natural field of being? And if so, how does it? Again, notice the feeling of your body are just sensations. The sounds are coming and going within an aware field or a space that you're aware of. Just set aside the idea for a moment that you're assessing external objects, but we're just resting in this field of awareness. You will not later lose the ability to perceive those things. That will always be there. So there's nothing to be afraid of. When you discover your fundamental nature, you don't lose anything whatsoever. There's no loss. You don't need to leave the world. There's only a complete and total gain. Gain and gain and gain freedom. Just recognize that you are absolutely free as this awareness you have just discovered. That is so simple that there's nothing you have to do to get it because you are it. This aspect of you, which has always been here and will continue to be here, has always been silently experiencing and watching just beyond your mind and the thoughts and experiences. So you have always had this freedom. Now, resting in this nature, you find absolutely no imperfection, no impurity, because everything is part of this perfect field. So where would the impurity arise? Even a thought, when investigated, is untrue as a separate thought, but when you check its source, where does it come from? Again, your own pure awareness. Simple. It has no substance of its own without you. So you are giving life to your thoughts. But those thoughts do not own you. Similar to how an ocean, the ocean, is the source and the waves arise from the ocean. Can you say that the waves have power over the ocean? That would be impossible. In fact, the thought would not even arise that the waves could control the ocean. Waves are fundamentally a part of the ocean. In the same way, your every experience is a natural arising, fundamental part of what you are as this pure awareness, the self. It's called the universal or the infinite. The self is what you are. Not limited to feeling that you are a body or a limited self and the thoughts and emotions and feelings associated with that. So recognizing this, there's no need to continue to have guilt, frustration, etc. And the flip side of that, pursuing a lot of joy in external activities is not necessary either, because all of that is here within your own pure awareness. Doesn't mean you should not do those things, but the need for them disappears. When you're already innately perfect and are completely filled to the brim with natural being and fullness, the feeling of being yourself, which you already have, is a feeling of both complete fullness and overflowing, completely overflowing with being, stillness and peace. It is similar to struggling on the surface of the ocean waves, which can be likened to your thoughts and emotions and the experience of being a limited individual, and recognizing there's an entire ocean behind this surface of just a few feet of waves. There are countless feet of spacious ocean that is the source, and that's sustaining everything. And the way in which it's sustaining it and the perfection in which it's sustaining it is far beyond the comprehension of the thoughts or the mind that we thought we were. And this mind just appears and says, I am these thoughts, and I am this body, and I am these emotions. So this mind, the moment you recognize your pure awareness, it just dissolves just like a wave in the ocean or a candle that gets blown out. It's actually not necessary whatsoever. So enjoy this natural perfection that you are, and never again worry about whatever it is you're worried about. Sure, things may come up just like another wave, but it'll always dissolve in the ocean. I wish you that perfect peace and happiness, which ultimately is not necessary because you already have it and you already are it.